we are back with episode 3 of Modality. Found this guy on the street. I figured, why not? Maybe there's a chance that the stuff he does has to do with gaming. Who knows? This is my very close friend, Owen Weiss. And really quick, Owen, before we even begin anything, Bad at League says what?
What?
Got you. Owned. Totally owned. You just got canceled.
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing. I totally didn't say Bad at League says what. I totally did not say that.
Oh, and then I said what? Okay.
Yeah. But no, seriously, I do have a lot of guests do this. EJ, vouch for me here. A lot of times I ask them to spell iCup just because I want to test the mic and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, normally it's like iCup, but sometimes you like mix it up.
Yeah. So let's test that. Let's see.
You want me to spell iCup?
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to.
C-U-P.
How are you? Do you not go to elementary school? Do you not go through basic schooling? How do you not know this stuff?
Yeah,
oh my god!
What it was gonna be. I was doing it for the.
No. You didn't know that. You didn't know. You fell for it.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm sorry. The only reason I did that dumb stuff, it's not even relevant. I just did it because Joe told me to. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not falling for that one either. Not
Okay.
falling for that one.
Falling for what?
Joe who?
Joe Mama! Okay.
Wow.
I'm really excited about having Owen here. So, he's actually a rising junior from Towson University. He's studying psychology, just like myself, so I know he's a fellow Chad, very smart. Looking to become a sports psychologist. He's also involved with Greek life there at Alpha Epsilon Pi, my fraternity where I was at.
Nice.
And so he's like a indirect brother, some stepbrother stuff going on there. He's involved with tennis club on his campus, as well as last season starting top laner for the Towson University CSL League of Legends team. So I'd love to hear about that, Owen, if you want to dive into a little more about your background and who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as my League of Legends career, I guess, I started playing League of Legends Season 7. If you guys played League of Legends, I started playing right after Ivern came out.
Nice.
Yeah, right? And I only started playing because my brother, who started playing Season 4, Season 5, was absolutely addicted to this game. And he was playing it all the time, 24/7. I was like, what is so good about this game? I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Also because, in my mind, he was spending so much time on this game, I wanted to play it with him, so that was a way for us to spend time together.
How old were you at the time?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Let's see, probably, it was my freshman year, so I was probably like 14, 15, I'd say. It was my freshman year of high school. So I played a couple games with him then, and obviously, for those of us who play League of Legends, we know it's a really, really complicated game, right? So someone who plays it for the first time, number one, is not going to completely understand it, and also number two is probably not going to have that much fun when you're playing against other people, right? I didn't start with bots, okay? My brother maybe let me play on another account that he had. Okay, we went straight into playing against other people. Okay.
As your first match?
It was my first match ever.
Did you do the tutorial where they give you Ash and you can like shoot the?
No,
Wow.
absolutely not. No.
Okay.
What level was the account?
My brother said we'll go bot lane together. I was like, sure. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. So we played. I played support for my brother. My brother played ADC. And all I know is I was doing everything wrong. My brother was yelling at me.
Well, of course.
Of course, everything.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a very fun experience for me, but I kept playing with him because it was time that I got to spend with him, right? And so the more I played, obviously, the more I learned. And then after I was playing it for a good amount of time, like a couple months, I started to play ranked.
Ooh.
And my first season, bronze 3, baby. Keep in mind, keep in mind, at this time, bronze 5 is the lowest you can go. I got at least bronze 3.
Do you mind really quickly, 10 seconds, summarizing the rank system, what that means in the context of League of Legends competitively?
Yes. Okay. So in League of Legends, there are like, how many ranks? 7, 8, something. Okay.
It's talking about numbers, but yeah.
And there's a lot.
Right. So the rankings go from now they go from Iron to Challenger. It used to be from Bronze to Challenger, but in between Challenger and Diamond, there weren't all other ranks. I'll get into that. So in League of Legends now, today, the ranks you can be are Iron 4 through Iron 1. 4 is the bottom, and Iron 1 is the top of that set or rank. And then you Bronze 4 through Bronze 1, and then Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, and then recently they added in Master, Grandmaster, and then Challenger. So...
Yeah. The closer you are to Challenger, the better you are. The higher you are on the ladder. Iron is the absolute lowest.
Right. And so the majority of the player base who play League of Legends are in Silver and Gold. Silver makes up about 37 to maybe a little bit closer to 40%.
So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Silver and Gold combined make a whopping like 55% of all the whole player base.
Yeah. So and then as you get further up than that, obviously the percentage starts getting lower. So Gold, Platinum is top 10%. Then when you get into Diamond, it's top 1%. And when you get into Master, it's like top 0.05.
Yeah.
Something like that. So when you get to Challenger, what's actually interesting about Challenger is that there can only be 400 players at a time. So how that works is, so the rank right below Challenger is called Grandmaster. And so how that works, I was actually explaining this to Josh the other day because Josh didn't really understand it.
Yeah, I played the game for like 9 years and it wasn't quite clear.
It goes through a system of, it has a threshold. So what that means is that, let's say if I was Bronze 1 and I was going to go to Silver 4, if I got to Bronze 1, 100 LP is means league points, so you have to get to 100 LP, and then you get LP when you win games, you lose LP when you lose games. If you get to 100 LP, you get your promo series. You have 5 games, and you need to win 3 out of those 5 to go to Silver 4. When you're going from Grandmaster to Challenger, there's no promos. So how it works is, like I said, there's only 400 players that can be Challenger at a time.
Right.
So tell me if I'm wrong, because I think you know a little bit about this as well.
Well, to put it into context for everyone, the League of Legends player base right now, monthly users. I think at one point League was maybe the most played video game in the world, but that has been dethroned by Minecraft and Fortnite in 2018. However, in terms of monthly online multiplayer games, League of Legends is the most popular video game in the world. It's also brought in the most revenue in terms of esports, beating out everyone, including Fortnite. Now, the part of the reason why Owen really is emphasizing this is because a very competitive landscape of a game creates higher stakes. More people want to get in, and the challenger division makes it so that even your hardest work, you could play the game every damn day, get to the Grandmaster division right before the top 400, and then you eventually make the 400. If you don't play for a few days, you're going to get knocked off. This is the kind of game where a lot of people have to make it a lifestyle, and it gets serious.
Dude, do you remember like back in like season 4 or 5 when they had like challenger jackets? Like you would get like a jacket with your gamer tag on there, dude.
Yeah.
They got to bring that back,
dude. Honestly.
So Owen, my question is, I want to backtrack a little more just to give context. So, did you play any online game or competitive game before League of Legends? Like, what was your first game? What got you into games growing up?
Okay, so the only games I played before I played League were things like, okay, well, I'll say this. My favorite game, we had a GameCube, okay?
Ooh. We're getting in good territory.
Game, okay, my favorite game, Super Monkey Ball.
I respect it.
That's bold.
That's bold, but EJ, you know damn well I respect that.
That was my favorite game.
Yeah, if you had a shelf of games, you'd have Sonic and then Monkey Ball. Like that's
yeah, Sonic too. Right, so I was playing games like that, and then after I got an Xbox 360, and I would just play games like Madden and FIFA, but they weren't games I would play like I play games today, or how anyone plays games today, right? Like I was playing to have fun, right? I was playing with my friends. Right, exactly. Right. It's
been so long.
Right. And I think we could also talk about that a little bit later about how the culture of gaming. I hate using that word gaming.
Yeah.
But how
refer to episode 1.
How the culture of gaming has shifted from the early 2000s, having a GameCube, whatever, even before that, N64, but how that has changed to what it is now, and how playing video games, that used to be fun, is now creating anxiety, creating pressure, because it could be a career now.
Why do you think that shift exists? Why did that shift happen? Like, what's changed between 2003, for example? 2003 is arguably when, like, esports actually started.
Yeah.
So, like, what changed?
I think that video games in general just got a lot more popular. And that the demand for a different variety of games also became bigger. And so when a new game would come out, obviously everyone would try to rush to buy. People, I mean, more so people do this for, like, if there's a new gaming console came out, but people would line up outside GameStop, you know what I mean, to get this game, or people would pre-order this new game.
The Wii release? Did you remember the Wii release? Were you old enough?
I was old enough to remember the Wii release, but I wasn't one of the first ones to buy it.
Yeah.
But right. So I think that the hype around a new game coming out is that, well, I mean, depending on the competitiveness of the game, let's say it was Call of Duty, for example, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, right? You want it to be the first one to get that game. You also want it to be the best, right? Because when there's less amount of people playing that game, you have less of a pool of competition.
Wow. Right? Yeah. And
so I think that when that started happening, right? Because games used to be, like Super Monkey Ball, Mario, they'd be like adventure games, or single player games. But then when the multiplayer games started coming out and the competitive games started coming out, then this nature, this competitive nature, wanting to, be the first to this game and compete with other people, that kind of started to take over.
It's so funny you bring that up, because on the first episode, EJ and I went over what was classified by the Magic the Gathering official website, but they classify people who enjoy card games, but this transitions to all gamers. They classified types of gamers by what they enjoy. This falls under the category of whether you like it for competitiveness, whether you like it for the variety. I was teasing about you, Owen, because there's a category of, there's 3 types. What are the 3 types again? The overarching types, EJ?
There's a Timmy, there's a Johnny, and there's a Spike.
The Timmy,
all named for different reasons.
The Timmys are for fun casuals. The Johnnies are the ones that really want to add their own unique spice into whatever moves or games they're playing. They want to play the unique character, or they want to discover something new. And then the Spike players are hardcore. If you're a Spike player, that means you play video games for strict competitiveness. You do everything you can to get your edge. We joked because they're all split down to subcategories, and a diversity gamer is someone that falls under the fun crowd, who only has fun if they mix it up, and they can't enjoy something too long without having to try something new. Playing League of Legends with you a lot, I feel that is you to a T. That really describes kind of your personality, where you really need a lot of new experiences in games. But then you also mesh with the competitive side. But to your discussion about how games have shifted from wanting to be the first person to play a story to, into being competitive and multiplayer, I would argue that games have, similar to with wanting to see a movie when it first comes out, games have always been very social driven. You want to be the first one to finish the campaign so you can talk about it. You want to have the game so you can talk about it with other people. Regardless of how close esports is moving in a direction, do you think there's other factors besides just more people playing that are making competitive gaming more in the spotlight?
I think that the culture in it today says that when you achieve something in the game, whether that be a higher rank or you get to, or like you beat this impossible boss in a, in one of those campaign games, that it gives you something to, well, number one, something to feel satisfied with, but also number two, to kind of gloat to your friends about. You know what I mean? Because I mean, who doesn't want to feel like they're better than everyone? You know what I mean? And I think that that's also a really big factor in actually why League of Legends is so addicting. Because while it is a game, it's so what's the word? How do I describe it? Well, number one, Riot Games does a really good job at making you feel like what you want to achieve is so easy and so close, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is that when people play the game, and they have a certain goal in mind. For example, if someone's goal is to reach Diamond, right? What was I saying? Wait, what were we just talking about?
Riot Games is crafting this perfectly addicting game.
Right. So that if someone's goal is to reach Diamond, then
it's okay. Take your time.
Okay, here. I'll say it like this. It feels like you are being proactive. It feels like you are being, they make you feel like you're working towards something, right? As if you were working towards a goal. I mean, I don't want to say real life, but in as if you're working.
They're good at showing your progress. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to let you know you opened the floodgates, bringing up why League of Legends is addictive. I'd like to really summarize here the both things that Riot Games does great, but dangerousness of League of Legends being addicting. Everything that is designed in that game, whether it's sound design, visual design, was done with a very intentful purpose. We're both psych majors. Our brain is very IQ. Sorry, EJ, you won't get this next part. You might as well like turn deaf in or mic, whatever.
I'll go like grab a snack and I'll go piss.
Okay. Everything is done purposefully. The design, although you can say the client is very buggy, very simple. There's a big play button. You open it up. Everything is done with icons that are appealing. The audio it meshes very well. It sounds like you're entering a new realm. Each time you kill a minion or get gold, that gold sound is satisfying. Now our brain is, you play enough games of League of Legends, you hear that, you're addicted to just hearing that sound of getting some gold in one match. And a lot of people, especially streamers, will play 16 games a day. Sometimes those will be 45 to an hour-minute games. That's about 14 hours a day of hearing the same noises that go off when you do something good. The reward and repeat behavior that goes on in your brain when playing League, off the wall. That is so much stimulation. And here's where the problem is. Not only is it hard to match that stimulation in other things in your life. Now, this is not for everyone. I mean, this can apply to really anything that gives you a reward. But League is designed so well this way that not playing every day, that's why it can feel addicting, is not getting that reward can be very hard. And it makes it so other games don't feel as rewarding. Combined with the social reward itself. Another thing that makes League very addictive is the chance that you actually, when you enter a game, it's kind of a coin flip, right? If you enter Vegas, it's not as fun. The reason Vegas doesn't give you a reward every time is because they couldn't afford it, but it also wouldn't be that addicting. Our brains are addicted to the fact that we might win something, not that we will win something. So having your teammates being random each time, where you can't really decide if you win the game or not each time, drives your brain to think, okay, if I play enough games, I'll get there. And then there's gambler's fallacy. This is where we've all been through phases that we've played League where we've had 8 losses a day, we're down bad. It's like, you're holding a stock and like you should sell or you want to wait. Nah, we gotta keep going. I can't end on 8 losses today. I was going to go water my plants or do something productive, but I spent 8 hours playing League. So you're certainly right, Owen. League is designed to want to continue to drive that behavior. I think it's fun, but fun is not even, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
That game is a repeat behavior game to a T.
Yeah. The only thing I also wanted to say, Josh, is when you said that what keeps people addicted is the fact that they can come into the game, they can play, and the fact that they might win, right? But what I wanted to add on to that, and actually this is something that I have experienced with my experience with the game, is that it's not only the fact that you might win, it's the fact that you might win, and that if you win enough, you'll be able to get to a rank that you can feel proud, that you can show off, that you can feel like you have accomplished something. And Josh and I make jokes a lot about pixels on a screen, right? And
paying for pixels.
Right, exactly. Paying for pixels. We have joked a lot about how one would want to put in so much time to this game, playing so many hours a day, looking over, the VODs of their game, trying to find their mistakes, everything. Going through all this work just for pixels on a screen to say the word diamond.
I pissed off my friend group in high school pretty badly one time because, I mean, this was a repeat joke. I called it paying for pixels. Now, clearly, I played games in high school, so I knew that when people bought skins or in-game currencies, or even, like, if you're playing a game and you buy things to change aesthetically, like, there's many, that we can go down that rabbit hole, but it's something people enjoy. And I was not necessarily one for that. I would tease them and I'd say, LOL, paying for pixels. And especially EJ here. EJ and I, we've been friends for years, and I don't think I've actually pissed him off except when I said paying for pixels. Remember, EJ?
Well, actually, no, I'm not going to bring it up.
Okay. It was a culmination of a lot of that, but I would troll my friends all the time saying that. But in reality, I did not quite understand that I just needed to open my mind to that's how people really get enjoyment. I do want to shift gears a little bit, Owen, because when you came to Towson, you got involved with League there. How did you find it? Did you have to search for it? Or did it just come to you? And then what happened?
So, going into so I joined the League team my sophomore year last year. And COVID hit at the end of my freshman year.
Nice.
So, throughout COVID, I was getting even more into League. I was playing it a lot. I was playing it way too many hours a day.
My apologies.
Right. Yeah, no, like, my apologies too. And I was actually getting to the point where I was like paying for coaching. I would have, I would go find these people online that were like really good at the game, Diamond Master, Grandmaster, even challenge. I mean, I never had a challenger coach. But there are challenger coaches that are out there. I was paying them to look over my games with me and find my mistakes and help me improve. And I was improving a lot. So anyway, I'm kind of going off topic here. I was playing the game a lot. And so when school started up again, obviously everything was online. And so I kind of thought, like, how sick would it be to play League for my school? My brother, who goes to East Stroudsburg University in Pennsylvania, he played League on his school's team a year ago. And we were talking about that before I went back to school, and I was like, I wonder if Towson has a team. He's like, yeah, like, totally look. So I guess I kind of sought it out. I think I looked at like the clubs and like the club catalog on Towson's website, and I found the coordinator's Discord, and I added him. Then he added me to the Towson Discord, and then I was talking with people. I played a couple games with them, like over the summer for fun. And actually, funny thing, I was actually the one to get things rolling. Like, so
really?
So here's what I mean by that. So I first went into the Discord, and I was, I introduced myself. Hey everyone, I'm Owen. I'm new to this channel, whatever. And I asked about the League team, and someone said, like no one's really interested right now. Like we don't really have a lot of people, and I was like, oh, like that's a shame. He's like, yeah, like we barely had enough people to play last year. So I was like, so I just private messaged the coordinator. I was like, just make like a spreadsheet. It's like, what do you mean? I was like, just make a spreadsheet. You know, I'll put my name and everything. You know, whatever. Put it in the Discord and just see how many people sign up. And I'll like ask around people, whatever. He's like, okay. So I did that, and we got 8 people on the spreadsheet. So
Okay.
obviously there's
Marketer.
5 people. Right. There's only 5 people that can be on the team at once, right? There's only 5 positions in the league. So we had to have tryouts.
Nice.
So we kind of went from no one being interested, no one really trying to get this started, to having to have tryouts with too many people for the team. So after the tryouts, I actually tried out for mid, but I got placed up top because some guy's better than me at mid.
Collusion.
Yeah, I mean.
So we had a couple practices, and we were associated with C-Star League, something like that, which is
It wasn't official or affiliated with Riot Games.
No.
Who started? What is C-Star League? Like, who started this? Is this like collegiate? Is this like D1 division with like football for like schools? Like,
No,
who
not at all.
who officiates? What is this league? This CoStar League?
So I don't really know much about it. All I know is that it's completely unaffiliated with Riot, but it's like, okay, here. I think of it this way. So when you want to play a sport in college, there's like multiple different levels, right? There's like NCAA, which is like D1, whatever. Then there's club sports, and there's intramural, right? So intramural is like when you're playing sports with the other people who go to your school, on weekends for fun. Club is when you're still playing with people from your school against other schools, but it's not like with NCAA. It doesn't count as anything. And then there's NCAA. It's like, like the Rose Bowl and all those college tournaments you see, like things like that. So ULOL, which is University League of Legends, is like the NCAA, like, which is like they have these insane tournaments, like you get to play on a stage, like they will sell out like Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
So like that's ULOL. CSL, which is what we played in, is kind of more like club sports.
But that is you.
Yes, club.
You're part of like that system technically.
Yes. So I was playing with other people from my school against people from other schools, and we'd have a match every weekend. We had playoffs, things like that. But it like there wasn't any prize or anything like that.
My question, Owen, you brought up how you're part of CoStar and you kind of had to brick and mortar your way to make this team happen. There was really not a lot of it sounded like the wave was against you, right?
Right.
And you pushed through. Did you push through because you had a vision of it being a great team, or did you just want to have some outlet to play the game with people at your school?
So there were 2 reasons. The first reason was that I was playing a lot of League, as I mentioned, during COVID, during the lockdown, and I really wanted to get better. I had made it my my goal, and I'm gonna go off topic for a bit for a second. When I was younger, when I was in middle school, a little bit in high school, maybe like in freshman year, I was a part of this organization called School of Rock. Not the movie. It was like its own place. Like it was like a music school that gave lessons, and I learned like a bunch of different like instruments there. And you could sign up to do shows with them. So you would like have practices, once a week, whatever. And at the end of all your practices, you perform at some gig, at some coffee house or some place with a stage.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the sayings that they had there was that it went like this: we don't practice to put on shows. We put on shows to practice, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I like that.
So, yeah. And so that was kind of my mentality when I was looking for this league team, right? I didn't want to practice to plan a league team. I wanted to plan a league team to practice and get better.
I like that.
Right? So that was the first thing. What was the question again? Just to remind myself.
The question was about your primary. You did kind of answer it because I wanted to know a little bit about your motivation to start the team, whether it was just to have a group of friends to play that also shared the similarity of a school, or more. But it sounded like it was more so the competitive side. Are you close with all the members of the team, or do they have similar aspirations?
Well, the second thing I was going to say was that the other reason why I kind of sought this out was because beside my brother, I didn't know anyone else that played League of Legends. Like when I play, Black Ops, everyone I knew played Black Ops. We get on Xbox, we get in our party, we play Black Ops together.
You would die, you'd go 0-6 and then log off.
Right, exactly. Exactly like that. But I didn't know anyone that played League of Legends. Like, I had no one that I could play the game with, go on a call with, make jokes, have fun, play the game with, beside my brother, right? And so I kind of also wanted to meet people who also played, especially people that played that also went to my school, so they could be friends that I can, also go out and do stuff with. So those are kind of the two reasons.
Certainly. The field, no doubt, you brought up something earlier. The field is growing. Interest in competitive games like League are growing because there's just more people playing. However, this collegiate thing, right? So I'm learning about this as I'm talking to people. I don't know too much. It sounds like it's growing, but really, I feel like there should be a lot more of a very solid competitive. Like literally every school that's decent in public, should have a league team or have an esports team. What are some challenges you've seen that you think might be slowing down the growth of esports at a collegiate level?
I like that question. So obviously, especially today's world, esports gaming is really, really frowned upon, right?
Why?
Yeah. Think about it. One's parents, for example, right? Kids' parents, right?
Right.
I personally have not met one pair of parents or whatever who can see that esports can be a career.
Did your parents were your parents skeptical about you wanting to spend time more than just a hobby?
Absolutely.
This game.
Absolutely. According to them, there are so many more important and better things to do with your time. And especially for your health. Sitting in a chair, 10 plus hours a day, looking at a screen is also not that good, for your eyes, for whatever. It turns your brain to mush.
Owen, I stare at screens all day, and you look fine. Now continue talking, Pineapple.
Well.
No, keep going.
Oh god, I forget what I was even saying. Now you throw me off.
No, you're talking about in terms of what's wrong with the scene, but you incorporated how people's parents do.
Right. So, with that in mind, Towson gave, also probably, at other schools, not just Towson. Towson gave no attention to the esports community, whether that's the club or, we don't have a team, so I guess just the club. We don't have a ULO team, so just the club is what I meant. So it's really hard to get publicity and the funding for things like that when it's so frowned upon.
What is frowned upon about it though? Is it just the more of a criticism from the older generation that feel it's just strictly a waste of time?
Yes, and I also feel that it's becoming really hard to be accepted that playing video games can be an outlet for success today.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So your perspective on this will kind of give us an insight into whether you think this is a generational thing or it's just how the system is built wrong. So let's look at the game chess. Timeless classic. I think it's a newer game that came out a few years ago. No. Chess has been around over 1,500 years. It's older than most things we know about the human race. Now, the thing with chess is parents, although I think despite, if you've watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, which I highly recommend, it does really show the stigma that exists for a lot of games, like any games, where parents will be like, oh, don't do that. I'm not going to help you get the resources in that. And then once the kid, like occasionally the kid will like do it good actually in a tournament and show money. Once you show the green, the parents like change their mind. So, but chess, believe it or not, it's generally viewed as, even if you're not going to make money or have a profession, it's a good use of time. It's a good like healthy use of time where they can get really good. Like it's exciting. I know my mom was like that way, for example. Except, funny enough, it was with the game Connect 4. I was like a Connect 4 prodigy. Yeah, when I was.
Actually, no, yeah, you are actually.
Yeah. No, we were. Yeah. I went to visit home a few months ago. I was with EJ and Isaiah, and I just completely smurfed on Isaiah in Connect 4. Like he didn't stand.
It was embarrassing.
It was, and he always talks shit, and he usually beats me and stuff, but he didn't stand a chance.
He did not talk for the rest of the day. He just looked at the ground like. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, no one who's listening to this audio or ever close to this audio will beat me in Connect 4, like no cap. If you do, I'll give you $20, so it's not happening. But in terms of chess, it's still widely viewed as like more acceptable. So Owen, is there a fundamental difference or complication that exists with games that makes it harder to adapt than chess? Because there's chess leagues and tournaments in ELO. Or is it something wrong with how the leaders are doing things with collegiate or in esports?
I think it's tough to say, but what I do want to say is that I think that a big difference between games like chess and games like League of Legends is that, I mean, they are both games, right? However, this is also with my experience in my family. You know, I don't know, I can't speak for the entire world, but I think that chess is more of a game that is recognized for, you know, needing intellectual, lots of intellectual brain power. Okay, that's
prowess.
Right, exactly. And that one who is really good at chess is seen as an intellectual, and I think can be respected, right? So like my grandpa, actually, Josh, you don't know this. My grandpa was a chess master.
No way.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
He played in many tournaments. He was insane.
Do you happen to? Would you mind sharing his name?
His name is Steven.
Nice.
Like Stephen Ross.
Stephen Ross.
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 And there's going to be a lot of Stephen Rosses. Is there a way people could find this online or something? Where's he from?
I mean, you could probably just like type in chess master.
Stephen Ross.
NMC. No, he's not going to be on chess.com. We don't have to, prove you're unsighted. I believe you totally. I mean, it would be more for my fascination.
Right.
Was he a Polish American Holocaust survivor?
He was Polish American, but I don't think he was in the Holocaust.
Okay. So keep talking. You said he was a chess master.
Right. And so, with that being said, that chess is a highly respected sport game.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that there's a really big difference between a game that okay, let me actually stop myself right there. I like to tell my mom that League of Legends is a lot like chess.
I think it is.
Because it is, right? You know, you have to be, a couple steps.
You have to play patiently and logically to improve,
exactly.
Not emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
so
exactly.
many things.
Right. And so I think that how it looks on the outside of someone who doesn't play games like that is just seen as, running around, killing people, shooting their heads off, fighting, things like that, and which are a lot of, obviously violent, not good
so much.
things. That's how
I want to have a 30-second sidebar here. Sorry to cut you off there. Real quickly, because I know some people are going to be like, League, similar to chess, you're actually crazy. Like, no, they're just going to turn it off right there. I'm going to back myself up here. And chess, first of all, improvement will not happen unless you logically go through your steps and watch your games, similar to how with League of Legends you do the same. Chess, you have to press your advantage while you're ahead, or your opponent will find ways to punish you. Same with League of Legends. As the opposite side, you take unnecessary risks that don't pay off, you will get punished, like in League of Legends. You have to develop your pieces, same as farming, and actually farming your camps, instead of making attacks, which is like pushing your pawn, like invading their jungle. There's something in my brain that's making these strange connections, but I think it's because on January 1st, 2021, I told myself I'd religiously study the game of chess, and I've always been a coach for League. So I've been because I actually have had a student I taught through Pro Guides who was this 16-year-old who actually I wasn't really connecting with him, but he was a really good chess player, like 1800, 1900. I start to make these analogies, like, because he wouldn't cycle his camps, and in League that means to make yourself stronger by killing your own, like, because you have jungle monsters you have to kill to get stronger, and he wasn't doing that enough in a cycle, and because he would always be on the offensive when he'd do it a little bit. I'd be like, think about it how in chess you want to religiously develop your pieces. I explained it like that, and then he started to see connections. It was the coolest thing. So for me, you're not going to see tangible or physical things that are the same. You're going to see phenomenons in the brain that sync up. All right, side piece over. I don't really remember what you were talking about the difference because there was a legacy in your family. You had a master, a chess master, so that it's viewed forever in the Weiss family. It's always going to be, hey, chess is an option.
Right. And right. And so I was actually, what was I going to say? I think that the stigma behind games that are violent and show a lot of fighting and gore and things like that are resulting in things like shootings and violence in youth and
you don't believe that, right? Like are you huh?
I in my experience, playing a violent video game has not made me a violent person or has made me an angry person, right? But there are definitely some people who have some psychological problems already who, when they play a violent game, that might make them feel like
I get that
they want to make that a reality.
That's kind of anecdotal, though, don't you think? That's kind of like a case study because that number is so small, and if people are playing games and then shooting people, they have other psychological issues where they shouldn't be near TV or any media. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of more asking your perspective because I'm not dismissing any.
My answer is I don't know. That's my answer. My answer is that I think that there are way too many variables between different people, their psychological. I don't want to say problems. Their psychological struggles, I'll say.
Yeah.
And
problems.
People who don't have psychological struggles. So my answer is I don't have one.
Well, context is everything, right?
You're right.
You have a kid, if they're predisposed to copying movement, which all humans are, mimicking, another psych reference. Sorry, EJ, you got it definitely again. I'm about to make another high IQ psychology. Okay. Huh? What were you gonna say, EJ?
No, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I'll get on that.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's baffling. Me already getting ready to say this is baffling you. The bonobo experiment in the 50s, or the doll. Remember the doll experiment in the 50s, Owen, where they experimented like imitation with small toddlers, and they would watch violence on TV, and then they would bring in a punching bag, and he would like be more aggressive with it than the kid that didn't. Those experiments are a little rudimentary, but at the same time, it's true we mimic behavior. However, context is everything, and if you're raised in a decent, healthy household, you're given context about behavior not to imitate. If your parents did a decent job telling you not to murder people, right? Like a normal functioning brain knows not to do this, and there's many factors that'll make you do it anyway. That can be triggered by stimuli similar to a TV show and sometimes games, and those should be closely monitored. But the reason I said it's anecdotal, Owen, about video games causing violence is because that's a very, 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 very small percent, 0.000 like 1% of that has been recorded. Like this violence was caused by this person who played violent video games without it being clearly from another factor. Now, it's funny we're having this conversation, Owen, because you brought up the bigger context of why esports is Did you say it was laughed at, or what was it? You said it can't be taken seriously, or what was the word? Frowned upon. Yeah, and that's an interesting phrasing. Frowned upon is more about like a taboo, right? Like something you should steer away from.
Yeah.
Just the verbiage.
I think that the difference in perspective on video games is has to do a lot with the different generations of people. Because obviously in the 1900s, no one was playing video games and making a career.
And there was chess, that single board game that existed.
Right. Which we also discussed has some sort of respect to that, right?
Wow, that goes so well with what you brought up with the social comparison, like the ELO thing, the chess grandma. Literally in the 1800s, we were already having titles for people, which is the biggest ego boost in the world. Yeah,
right, exactly. And what was I going to say? I had a really good point, and then you interrupted me, Josh.
I've never interrupted in my life. Shut up. No, you were talking about you're right, because social comparisons in chess, and now, and in the 1900s, they had chess.
Oh, right. So, what I was going to say was that obviously we saw how chess as a game became popular and earned some respect to that game, and I think that being following the trend of progression as far as video games, that our generation who play video games and see it in a competitive way and understand how it can be a career, that once we become the parents, that we will be more what's the word? We'll be more supporting and understanding of our kids who might want to aspire to be something like that, and that way it'll continue to grow, right?
Certainly. Yeah, there hasn't been a generation, like, it's not that big right now. Right. Like, people who are under 30 have kids that, like, at most are, like, 12, right, or 11, and so they're not teaching their kids anything. I think it takes a few years. There's another tidbit I want your facts on. I want your opinion on this, because when you think about it, the term esports, I always talk on the show about kind of like how what you said. I'm not a big fan of the word gaming and esports, not because of the cringe, but more so because it's a broad term for a field that has so many subregions. Like, there's like a top 8 esports that don't even, and then there's like games under that are still super big. So not only does it involve more complicated rules that you have to observe, right? Like, if you're watching a football game with your girlfriend and she doesn't know anything about like sports or video games, she'll look at it. She'll at least kind of know what's going on. Hey, that person has the ball, and hey, like their quick plays, their quick run. Like, you could have a 50-yard run, and then she'll know what's going on. You have a game of like LCS, World League of Legends World Championship. You have all the 10. You have these. There's a really, actually, it's funny to say this. SNL, despite usually being off base, actually had a really funny skit about League of Legends. I think it had I forgot who was in that skit. What's the Childish Gambino's name again? Donald Glover. Yeah, Donald Glover. I think he was in it, but they did a great job describing, because this commentator couldn't keep up. The joke was that it was like the sports commentator who couldn't keep up with the actual gameplay. And he was like, yeah, we got this person shooting a laser here, and this person has a shield. I think he got a double quadra kill. He can't keep up. Yeah, he couldn't keep up what was going on. That's relatable, though. Like, especially even if you like consider yourself acquainted in the game space, but you don't know what's going on in a game you've never played. You have to learn these rules. There's all these barriers of entry. And when things are more complicated, people are going to be a little more fearful / brush it off. Because it's easier to side on the side of, oh, that's dumb and ignorant, and then it saves your brain energy not having to learn what the stuff is. It takes a lot more brain energy. That's why there's a lot of discussion about how is this going to grow? You can't make people, I guess, bringing people onto the games earlier, but there's so many games that are spread out. It's not, like, you can't get a victory, because if you have a whole generation of kids that start playing, like, League of Legends or Overwatch, there's still going to be skepticism. Skepticism. I can't talk.
Josh, remember when you were streaming and someone typed the word baloney?
What? No, I don't think that happened ever. In fact,
What is Bologna?
No. See, Owen's trying to come up with stuff to like really laugh about. I don't know. He's crazy, man.
Wait, yeah.
No.
There's that picture of Josh that came out too.
No. See, we're not. No, guys, calm down. No. Hey. I don't think anyone's taken. There hasn't been a non-flattering picture of me, so that makes no sense. You can't have a non-flattering picture.
No, yes.
Oh, let me see. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Where did you find this? Okay, get rid of that. Nope. Back. I had a modeling career for Seth MacFarlane once. We don't talk about it, okay?
I understand.
EJ. I gave you that in confidence before we started the podcast together, and we...
I didn't think it would turn out like this. I didn't mean for it to happen.
What's going to happen? Am I supposed to not watch Family Guy now, EJ? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're watching American Dad now.
Okay, that's actually a better show, though, so that's good.
Yeah,
okay, well, EJ, I hope you had your moment there, but I would never pronounce baloney wrong. Okay, that's never happened. Anyway, we brought up baloney because... skepticism.
Yeah.
Owen, I wanted to ask you, so shifting gears a little bit, you helping start this club, and you're entering your junior year, right, of college. So you still have 2 more years. That's exciting. A lot can happen. I feel like you have a lot of plans for your club. What's one bucket list goal you have for the League of Legends club what's the name for it that makes it sound cooler? CS. No, what's the
CSL.
CSL. Yeah. No, like, what's your plan? Because CSL is, it is a larger collegiate. What's something you want to do before you graduate to make to give more to leave more of an impact for the team and all that in that sense?
So here's what I have to say. I've only been a part of the league team for 2 semesters, and what I've seen so far is that a lot of... Okay, listen. Okay, I'm just gonna preface this. Before I say this, I just want to say that I am totally for having fun playing games.
Yeah.
Okay? I got my eye on you.
Now, I say this because in my experience with the league team, I almost feel like there wasn't a lot of motivation to compete. That there was a lot of motivation. That there was not motivation to compete, but there was more so people that just wanted to, chat with each other and make friends and play together, which is also totally fine, right? Which is, I totally did that as well, and I had a great time. What I'd really like to see is for the league team to advance in a way where we are getting our name out there as a CSL League of Legends team, Do
you feel it's a problem for a lot of collegiate teams, not just yours?
I think it's a problem for the smaller schools because, for example, University of Florida. University of Florida is a really big school. And the bigger the sample size of students, the more chance that there will be higher ranked players in that school. So, for example, Towson University has about 20,000 students. Most of those students are commuters. You know how many students live on campus?
How many?
I can look up the number for you, but it's actually really tiny.
What was the name of all students again?
All students is 22,000.
That's a decent number. That's around JMU's number.
Yes, but okay, the amount of students that live on campus is around 4,000.
What?
So Towson is it's a commuter school. It's a suitcase school. People go on the week, for their classes, and everyone goes home the week.
EJ, that's like a George Mason, right? Like George Mason has similar.
It is. I think that George Mason is more, honestly.
They're getting there, right?
Yeah.
So total students are about 20,000, and people living on campus is about 4,000, right? So we don't have, number one, we don't have a lot of people who play League, and number two, we don't have a lot of people who play League who are playing at a high level and also not at a competitive level, right? So in our CSL League, Towson University, we played against University of Florida. I was actually talking to Josh about this the other day because I sent him all their profiles and they're all just totally stacked. They all the players on their team are in the top 0.005.
Diamond. Were there master tiers on the team or just diamonds?
They were. All of their players have hit master tier at one point, meaning some of them might be diamond now, but they've all hit master or grandmaster, which is a crazy number.
Because they have a larger sample, to
right,
be picky.
Right, exactly. And so our team average was platinum, which is the top 10%. But looking in the eyes of someone who plays the game and, for example, someone who is at a higher elo or rank, platinum is not that good compared to what they are. And they wiped out everyone that was in our bracket and won the whole
It wasn't even close.
Right, exactly. And so also with having these high ranked players and winning all these things, they also earn more attention from University of Florida, right? From the university. So in that way they have more respect for their team and the game. And so what I want to see for my team is I'm not even asking for my team to be all master grandmaster players. I just want to see the urge or the drive to improve and learn and play competitively.
Oh, and I see a lot of parallels in fraternities rushing the recruitment for fraternities. Now, this can apply to companies or any type of organization that needs to recruit people with similar mindsets and similar values. However, this is more relevant because we were in the same national fraternity, but this especially applies because you're not going to have a bigger wild card and melting pot of people in the entire world than on a university campus. Now, at a university campus with diverse people comes diverse views on things and motivations and goals. That's why recruitment for fraternity, especially a Jewish fraternity, is so difficult because you have so many layers that you need to go through of, is this person joining just to get messed up on weekends and, skip half their classes and have a way to party, which, that could be a reason to join in addition to other reasons. But some people also just want it for similar-minded people with similar backgrounds, both ethnically, both, psychologically. Some people just want new networks academically. Some people just want networks for jobs, right? Now, there's all these reasons. And then there's deeper reasons, like, do you want to grow as a person each time you have a conversation? Do you want to learn about something new? Do you want to laugh at something they could do with their butt cheeks or something like that? Can they here, EJ, can they butt chug like a keg upside down? Yeah. Stuff like that, which would be cool. That's a cool icing on the cake, right? Don't get me wrong.
Josh, did we ever say how we met?
I wanted to start the podcast with that, but please note that because we're going to finish talking about this, and I do want to talk about that.
Okay.
Because our time here is not running short, but I do want to make this cohesive. So we talked. So pretty much, here's how it's similar: recruiting for your team, Owen, and this is something that might give you new perspective. So with a fraternity, when you rush, you can rush the wrong people, but that's okay. However, you cannot start inducting and then pledging the wrong person. Quantity breeds quality. So you want to have as many people interested as possible in League. If let's say you have a school where 200 people play League of Legends, even if it's casually and competitively, you want to have at least all of them interested and then message you or go to events. And then you want to then cut and filter down what you're looking for, especially as a founder. Only the founding people can decide what a club does. So assuming, you told me that you were a big part in this club founding, or in this org founding, with the greater esports team, and your mindset was, we have fun, but the reason we're playing is because we want to get better through actually playing these tournaments. And you said a big issue was a lot of, your team, you love them to death, they're awesome. But sometimes you feel a little off base when, even times you want to buckle up and get serious about improving from a game, you can't take that seriously. It's not the right environment. So having the right people after you bring all the wrong people is a great way to go with Rush. And I feel with a game with League where it's hard to get that sample size. See, your school, you don't have much wiggle room. So, that makes marketing more important. But even assuming if this is a bigger problem down the road for other esports teams that are listening, right? Quantity breeds quality. I think that's a big parallel that can be made here, and that's really what applies to school with so many different esports. Now, it's funny you mentioned how we met. So I do want to bring this up because I was going to bring it up at the beginning. So when COVID started, I feel like we've said the words when COVID started so many times here. Our fraternity sent a message to all alumni and current students. I wasn't an alumni yet. I was actually graduating the month after. This was April of 2020. We got added to this Discord. It didn't last long, to be honest, because it was this Discord that they put a bunch of college students in that requested. They essentially sent an email to all of us saying, hey, COVID sucks. What is this thing? Anyway, want to play video games with a bunch of other fraternity bros? Sure. They throw us in, and then, of course, I joined like the Hearthstone section, the League of Legends section, etc. And then I message, am I looking for like a competitive partner? Or am I looking for flex?
No, so Josh, I guess was playing League with 3 other people, and
we needed 2 people for a 5-man team.
You're looking for a 5th, and Josh sent a message in the League of Legends section of the AEPI Discord saying, hey, we need a 5th for flex. Let me know if you want to play. And then I said, yeah, sure, I'll play. And then another kid said, hey, sure, I'll play. And then we were like, no, you can go. He was like, no, you can play if you want. I was like, you just do it. He was like, okay. And then I asked Josh for his IGN. In-game.
That's right. Yeah, you made the first move, babe. That was so nice of you.
Yeah, I made the first move.
I could have sworn. Yeah, it's so funny because we added. You were just like a number. You were just a name to me, right? You're just like, oh, one of these guys will probably play with me just to fill our team. I don't know. I was bored, and we added each other. Then we was like, okay, don't need it anymore. And then we deadass didn't talk until September. It's actually the anniversary of when we met, or when we actually became friends was September. So that's next month because right now it's August 2021.
Oh my God, Josh, we're almost coming up on a year.
I know. Oh my God. EJ's like third wheeling. Relax.
I know. I'm having fun. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's funny because we actually one day you messaged me because. Look, I'm not amazing top 0.01%, but like to a majority, to 99% of people, I'm very good at the game because I'm the top like 1%. So Owen messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you mind coaching a game for me?" Because he did remember that did you see that I was high rank, or did you just remember talking with me about something else? Like,
I remember I asked for your IGN. Just I want people to play with, right? Because I didn't know anyone else played League, so he gave it to me. I added you. I saw you were Diamond. I was like, this guy never wants to play with me. He's like so high. Because at this time I was Silver.
Yeah.
Oh. At this time I was Silver.
He was.
Gross.
And so I added Josh. We didn't say a word to each other, like, on the game for like months. And then one day, like I just got so frustrated, like I just got so mad at the game. I just sent a message. I was like, hey, can you look over a game with me really quick? Like I just don't know what I did wrong. Like you're Diamond, like, you know. And which is also like one of the things that also comes with achieving those goals of getting Diamond, that people can ask for help and things like that. It feels good.
That's a really important caveat here. It's really interesting because look, there's a reason for everything, and things can happen by chance, but things can also happen because there's an attribute of someone. And I've had some regrets for sinking a lot of time in the game, and I may not have met the goals I wanted. But if I was not diamond ranked in this game, I would not know who Owen is, because he would not have messaged me if I was like platinum or gold, maybe plat 1, right? But there's no shot you would message me if I was lower than that. So it's funny to think that like because we're friends because you saw that rank, but it wasn't for like a selfish reason, really. You know, you wanted help, and then immediately I remember we started the VOD review. You were already at top. As the VOD went on, we just kind of stopped talking about the VOD, and we were just talking about like our experience with the game. And then I guess we just played again soon because it was just fun watching that VOD. Because I think we did. Do you remember what I told you? I was like, you got to TP more. That was my advice. You have to use your teleport because something would happen bot. You had like no map awareness. Something would happen bot, and that's so different now.
Silver. What do you mean? Of course I know map awareness.
Dude, that's such a good advertisement for like my coaching. Is like, yo, this guy 11 months ago was like silver, now he's high plat, just because no lessons, just association.
even having Josh as a friend on Discord, or just someone that would play with me for fun. Like I at least like. We played a bunch of norms together, like we played together, sometimes he would hop on a Smurf and play with me, whatever. But I also got to see what his gameplay looked like, right? And, I could ask him questions for free, that would have, you know, a 2-second answer, and then I would learn from that. And like it's not like Josh and I sat down, you know, 4 days a week and he would go over.
Not at all. Not even close. But right. Owen, you were humble enough. This is why most people don't improve in any game. There's the biggest single factor, ego. People's ego make it so that they don't want to ask questions because they don't want to seem wrong or they're scared. Understandable. These are understandable. Too bad. If you don't ask the right questions, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
So that was hilarious how that happened. Now, our time, we're running a little over on time, but what I'd like to do, Owen, is first of all, before we're going to do a lightning round. First,
I'm so pumped for lightning round.
First, there's someone interesting you should follow on LinkedIn. Well, there's a lot of probably more interesting picks than this, but there's one of the biggest investors in esports actually have some shares in this company. Grant Johnson, he oversees esports entertainment group, and they're like online esports gambling. But I just saw this earlier today at work, and I thought it'd be fun to bring up on the podcast. I'm gonna bring it up here on the top screen, this post. So this guy, let me close any embarrassing tabs like EJ's biggest secrets. Wait, I should probably close this EJ's video game idea that'll make him millions of dollars. Yep.
No, don't show that.
I won't. I mean, I don't even have. You never even told me. You refused to tell me. So
yeah,
that's our arc. Remember? That's our arc. Yeah. It's a stupid arc. I think you should tell one of your best friends your video game idea that'll make you millions of dollars. Owen, don't you want to hear that? He has a video game idea that's genius.
It is the best. It's the best fucking thing in the planet.
So when am I gonna hear about it?
Never. No one's ever.
We're waiting. About it. I guess he thinks that denying will work. I guess we'll see.
I guess.
Anyway, Grant Johnson, he met with Ralph Northam a few days ago, the governor, to talk about the future of esports in the great state of Virginia. This guy just literally meets important people all the time. I don't even know if he knows what he's talking about exactly. I don't know much about him because all the posts are very general and vague, so I could be wrong. He could be an expert. But he's just a very big network business guy. And I feel that's really what is missing with esports is the networking aspects of actually getting in front of a room of important people. But it matters which important people. Like House of Representative member at AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she plays League all the time. She said on Twitter, she's like, I just got silver. That's been my greatest quarantine accomplishment. And then I forgot the name. If someone else will know if they hear this. There's another member of Congress. I think his first name might be Josh. Actually, I don't remember. But there's another member of Congress who got platinum in League. So, I mean, there's other gamers in Congress too. God, why did I say gamer in Congress? I just can't say that out loud. But EJ?
Did you hear about that one Texas guy who spent his campaign funds on Steam games?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah, he got expelled from the house because he misused campaign funds by over $1,000 worth just of games on Steam. Texas. It was psychotic. He was
Was he a senator or a House representative?
I think it was a House. He was a Republican. He also vaped in the House.
Oh my god.
So fucking funny.
Yep, Duncan D. Hunter. No way. No way. Wait, is this on here? I wonder if this is going to be on the top. Okay, it's not on the top of the Wikipedia page, so it wasn't. I mean, he's dealing with some other stuff. He spent campaign funds on external affairs with 5 women, including lobbyists.
Yeah.
And he was pardoned by, she was one of the people pardoned by Trump.
Insane.
Wow. See, Trump is a fan of the gamers, guys. That's the only political statement I'm going to make here. But yeah, before we get too off topic, all right, we're going to run you through we're warning you. Oh, and EJ doesn't go light on the lightning round. He hits you with the bangers, okay?
That's true.
So we're gonna I'm gonna bring this back down. And here we go. So I'm gonna start here. Best champion in League of Legends. Best. Favorite.
Fiora.
Okay,
Really?
EJ, you.
Okay. 1 billion lions versus every single Pokemon.
Every single Pokemon.
What the fuck?
Wait, Owen, 1 billion lions.
1 billion is a lot.
That's so much. And how many Pokemon are there? 1,000?
Yeah.
Dude, but Pokemon has cool spells and shit.
Yeah, but like
lions just go.
I don't think any of them have mass lion genocide spells.
Yeah, if you told me, if you gave me like a gun, I could take out a lion.
Well, that's my answer. Take it or leave it. That's my answer.
Okay, Donald Trump Jr.
Okay, Josh, you go.
Okay. Damn, that's such a political question, EJ. Okay, I'm gonna continue. All right. Least favorite champion on League of Legends. Period. To face and just to exist in general. Timo? Okay.
Really? Okay. You're at the local Chinese restaurant. It's family owned, and you're getting your side. You can only get fried rice or lo mein. What are you picking?
Lo mein.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Lo mein.
Okay. A show right now that you're binging on TV or Netflix or HBO.
Outer Banks season 2. Outer
Banks.
Really?
Yeah, you can't stop raving about that. That sounds good.
I already watched it. It's all done.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited for that. You gave me a spoiler a few days ago, but I'm just gonna forget you told me. But...
Okay.
All right, your turn, EJ.
Would you rather have 20/20 vision in both eyes, or 75K?
That sucks because that number is so like reasonable. The money.
Number.
Well, LASIK is way less expensive than that.
Yeah, but you won't get like 20/20 perfect. You won't be able to see for like 3 miles in front of you.
Well, no, 20/20 vision is not supervision.
Okay, well, supervision or 75K.
Okay.
Supervision.
Wait, what is supervision? Is that just the ability to zoom? You can't see through stuff.
The ability to see through walls and see people's souls. Okay. That's how I imagine it.
You can have the best vision that a human being can have.
But what's better than 20? Is there better vision? Because we see in HD 20/20 by default.
Can I see through walls? Yes or no?
No, it's just normal human vision, but like very good.
That's so lame. Okay. Unless
if I can see through walls, I'm taking that.
Yeah. Well, no, because then you'll see things that you want to unsee, and then no one will want to hang out with you.
Then I can also see things I do want to see.
No. By the way, the whole superhero question about seeing through walls and X-ray, no one's gonna want to hang out with you because they're gonna be like, he's probably looking at me like, if I'm in the toilet.
Like, okay, imagine you're visiting home. Okay, you need to go to the bathroom, and then you're approaching the door. You can see through. You can see your family member. You wouldn't want that.
Okay. Well, what if like I have the option to like I can say, okay, I'm gonna look through this door right now, and then I do it. Like I don't see through everything I do. Like I'm walking past.
Oh, and if you had the ability,
it's a toggle, Josh.
Oh, and you are a human being. You're gonna have temptations. If you want to see through something, you're gonna use that shit all the time. Yeah. You're gonna just be on like a random like subway one day and be like, I'm bored. I'm just gonna see through shit, and then you're gonna see something you don't want to see. Like, it's a curse. It's like a blessing and a curse. It's not a blessing. That shit. Give me this. Give me the money. Give me the 75K, man. Give me that shit over here. All right. Next question. Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility all the way. All the way.
Correct answer. Objectively, the correct answer.
All the way.
Why?
Think about everything you could do with being invisible, and think about everything you could do with super strength.
Let me clarify that invisibility is not invincibility. You still have your body, and you still have the.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Then walk me through. Then walk me through what you would do. Rob a bank. Okay. What would you do invisible?
Okay, think about it. You could literally do whatever you want. Okay.
Okay. I'm waiting.
No one can see you. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you wanted to rob a bank, right? And people are coming to fight you. Okay. How are they gonna fight you if they don't know where you are?
They land a lucky punch and you're down. What do you mean? You're not invincible. No, let's give the board to you. What else, Owen? What else can you do as invisible that's just so enticing? Or EJ, you seem to be.
You just play pranks on people. That itself is worth it.
Yeah. Okay, my take is if this is unnatural and superhuman, I don't want people to know. And it's a lot easier to hide invisibility than to hide
They're not gonna. Okay. No. Yeah.
In the name,
EJ knows.
Okay, not you're right. Not alerting the press, keeping it private. But then what are you gonna do, EJ, as this invisible person? And by the way, I'll throw you a bone. Wait.
Listen, Josh. You're gonna sneak onto planes. You're gonna go wherever you want in the fucking.
And then they're gonna be like, hey, this spot's open to this 900-pound woman. Hey, this spot's open. Sure. Psh, you're done for. This is the real world. This is not fantasy. You can't just sit.
No, listen. Here's what you do. You walk on the plane. Okay. You go in the crevice behind like the last seat in the row and like the wall that's like in front of the bathroom, and you just stand there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's gonna reach?
That's such a niche, like, that's not
Well,
enjoyable.
no,
That's not a way to live life. That's not a way to live life, man.
I still stand. I'm going.
And by the way,
that's my-
I'm also
that's my
throwing you.
answer.
I'm also throwing you a bone that you can toggle it on and off. As you said earlier, I agree. That's part of the conditions. Still, sneaking on an awkward crevice in a plane, that is one checklist for this massive, apparent, huge, life-changing benefit. EJ, I'm all ears. EJ, I'm all ears, bro.
No, okay. What I would do personally is I would break into your house and take all your toothbrushes and then swap them. Just you and your roommates. Just switch them up.
You evil son of a bitch.
Yeah,
That
you couldn't
is
do that.
so
Okay, invisibility all the way. I take back everything.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my god. I'm just shivering. EJ, you wouldn't do that to me, right?
I would actually do that to you if I could get away with it.
Damn. All right. Yeah. No, you're right. Super strength to carry anything that would make life infinitely better. No, you're right. No, that's ridiculous. There's no downside to that. All right. So your turn, EJ.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can do one more, and then I'll do one more.
How many fingers would you be willing to put up? You know? I know this is a stupid question. It's a dumb question.
How many fingers am I gonna put up?
Okay. You're in a blind auction. You have to offer your fingers, and the person who offers the most fingers gets $1 million. Everybody else just leaves. How many are you putting up?
There's going to be a lot of 5-finger offers. So what happens in that case?
Yeah, then what happens?
You have 10 fingers.
Okay, for $1 million, so I guess the question would be, where do you stop to take a minute? That's a good question. Like how many? Because then you'd have to include your toes. So let's do the toes, the 10 toes, the 10 fingers. Owen, like how many would you be willing to remove for $1 million?
You have to start with the fingers.
Start with the fingers.
Run out of fingers.
For $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say 3 fingers.
Okay.
Wow. Damn.
Which
Really.
ones?
I would say.
You can't play games at all with 30 fingers.
I would say, okay, I need both my thumbs.
As a gamer.
Okay.
I need these. I need these.
Oh my god, the baby.
Need a baby.
So probably I would get rid of both pinkies and one of my ring fingers.
Wow.
Can you accurately be a gamer that way?
Yeah.
Do you need your for mouse stability? I guess not. Oh, you can't use a Q of any champion.
What do you mean?
Wait. No. What
You know
ability?
Maybe you know what, Josh? Maybe it's for the better. Maybe it's a reason not to play League of Legends anymore.
Or don't take the $1 million. Or don't take them.
I will not play League of Legends anymore.
I'm done with the hustle lot. If I have a milli, I'll say it.
Okay, how much money would I have to give you to give up League of Legends for the rest of your life?
$5.
No, I'm asking Owen.
Probably $1 million.
Wait, so 500,000 you would not give up League for 500,000? You'd have to get a whole new personality.
You know what? I don't know. You know what? 500,000 would do it.
What about 100,000? You gotta do more guiding here. No?
How about your entire college tuition?
You know what? I don't know, because I'm not in that situation. If you probably said, I'll give you $100, then I would probably say it. But I'm not in the situation.
Then you could buy a better game.
Josh, if you are actually offering me, like, $100,000 if I stop playing League of Legends, then I will say yes. But are you actually doing that?
No.
Anything to get you out of my lobby.
All right. Two more questions. So I have my last lightning round question, then a final question. What's your opinion on Kanye West?
Oh, fuck.
My opinion on Kanye West.
Now the Twitter cancelers are ready. They're on standby. So be careful.
My opinions on Kanye West is I like the song Ultralight Beam.
Okay.
EJ, he gave a politician answer. What do we do?
How much Kanye do you listen to?
Good question.
Ultralight Beam.
God, yeah.
You're weak.
He's pulling a press secretary on us. Whatever. We'll
We'll let it slide for now.
I guess we have to. Okay, how can people keep in touch with you, Owen, as well as stay connected with your endeavors with the team, or if not, just with you in general, if they want to know more about collegiate esports?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to drop my like social media things, then we can do that.
Which
you can
are?
follow me on Twitch as well. My Twitch is RAN0 Zan. Twitch.tv/Ran0Zan. That's my Twitch. My Instagram. Josh will drop that. It's
I'll drop it all.
Yeah, Weiss11 on Instagram. You can DM me or you can follow me. I don't stream that often, but if I do, then I will definitely see you guys in the chat room. And yeah,
we'll be there to support you. Owen, I'm glad you were able to come on, man. Joe was really happy about it, that he heard that you were able to come on the show.
Who's Joe?
I don't know, but I mean, you probably don't know him because he's a friend of mine. So, but good question asking who Joe is. Anyway.
Wait,
you weren't gonna say it?
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say the
wait.
Joe Mama joke. That's like, I'm not 10, dude.
Yeah. What the hell?
You're ridiculous, Owen. That's like making an eye cup joke unironically. You think I'm gonna laugh at that?
Oh my god.
EJ, you don't think that's funny, right?
Yeah, no, of course it's not funny.
It's ridiculous.
By the way, Owen, have you heard of the Pokemon Slugma? Do you know about it?
No, I'm not doing it.
Wait, why can't you answer a simple question? I thought
Yeah,
we were like honest friends. Come on.
Slugma?
Yeah, no, do you have a question about Slugma?
No. Who's Slugma?
He can't even say. EJ can't even say it. He's laughing too hard. all right, destroyed. Owen, never show your face here again. You're done.
You got it.
You're done. All right, but follow him on Twitch, guys. Follow him on socials. It's been fun having you, man. We'll talk another time. Thanks for coming to Modality. See you next time. #Mod Squad. Oh, we're still figuring that out. I like
Mod Squad a lot.
You like Mod Squad? How about you